the light. See the light.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turn-offs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about heavy stuff?
Child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss a woman's ass. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my nip.
Why can't you open up, brother?
Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason. Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason has returned. Y'all know we about to go in, because we got shit to cover today. Listen, if this is your first time tuning into the Voice of Reason, please understand a little bit about what we do. We have a relationship. For my Wednesday slot, now known as mansions. Men building, right? Palatial ideas. You like that, palatial? Yes. I don't live in a palace, but oh man, it's about to go down, man. It's about to go down in the town. I'm excited. I got crew in the building. Y'all know who in the building right now. Let me start from oldest to youngest. Come on. We got to respect our elders. We got to respect the elders.
Youth and skill.
Now say it again with the mic on, Bobby.
Age and treachery put together will overcome youth and skill.
Damn, Bobby. Cut us, why don't you? Anyway, Bobby Glanton-Smith is in the building as we speak. Y'all know who he is. He's from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. He gonna hit you with a half rhyme, half metaphor, wisdom-laced statement.
That's right.
So you better pay attention.
It happens all the time.
Don't it happen all the time, Bobby?
Tell you, man. No, they ain't been in no swimming classes.
Lord have mercy, Jesus, Bobby.
Out there in God's bathtub. Ain't got no business out there, man.
God's bathtub. Okay.
See?
Yes, sir.
Next 10, I don't know which one of y'all the youngest.
I don't know how young he is. That dude look young.
Yes, sir. 28.
Yeah, he the youngest. He the youngest.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
save him for last.
Yes, sir.
Comedian.
Yeah, man.
Social commentary guy. Can't nobody do shit in the world without him doing a video.
Come on. True.
As soon as somebody fuck up somewhere, he got a video. Split screen.
Split screen, baby. Well, yeah, the creative split screen commentary, dog.
Hey, man, and it'd be
It's
funny
working,
as hell.
bro. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah,
Congratulations, man.
I appreciate that,
Be in the
man.
room with you, brother. For real.
For those who don't know what he's talking about, it's your boy Ryan Davis.
Ryan Davis.
Yes, sir.
Indeed.
Be here. I've been a fan of you two guys for a very long time.
Really?
Very long time. Talking about 5150 enthusiasts.
Oh,
So
shit.
what show, bruh? A long time, dog.
You just qualified that statement. Man.
Yeah, like y'all listen,
That's
you don't
10
even
years.
easily.
Wow.
So it messed me up when I saw Bobby with facial hair because I was like, what? That's something I wasn't accustomed to for the longest. But I mean,
you get there, son. You
yeah.
get there.
Oh man, I can't grow it. Is it what you looking at is 32 years of trying to grow facial hair. That's what you see right now.
It's gonna go under your armpits and everywhere else. Like
Man,
it's coming.
man. I hope so. 'Cause, good God.
Yeah, look at Zoe, you know.
Hey, man.
Oh, yeah.
All
I
of a
shaved
sudden.
this morning.
Yeah,
So
I'm
does
waiting,
grow.
man. My son, one, he got more facial hair than me. It's a sad state of affairs.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, the other homie in the building, good brother. Gives me hope for the future. Young cats with information, with integrity. You know what I mean? This brother right here, RizzaIslam.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed.
Hey, man, shit. Now, you know, normally the mansions will have like 8 motherfuckers in here fighting for 2 mics.
Very true. One fan.
And the reason why that's important to me is because I want to get as many diversified voices, right, on the mic so we could maximize the time we spend in here. Because like Ryan just said, I want people to walk away with something.
That's
right.
So they be like, oh, shit, I never thought of it that way. You know? And then the rarity of good men coming together. Now, hold on. Let me, before I finish that thought. Ladies, can I tell y'all, good men fuck up bad too.
Oh,
Very
man.
true. Very true. Yes. Very
Because
true.
somebody
I hope so.
let Disney in their head and Walt fucked everybody up. Because
sir.
we believe that a good man is going to save us from all our problems. The good man is going to erase our debt, raise our kids that we had before good man showed up.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Wow.
I'm just saying, good men fuck up too.
This happens.
Yeah.
What's fucked up about that?
Speak on it, Bobby. Bobby's old. Let him. I don't want him to lose his thought. Go ahead, Bobby.
There's a difference between fucking up and messing up.
Go ahead, Bobby. Talk to me.
Because messing up just sounds like something that you can deal with.
Put back together.
But fucked up, it's over. Game over, man. They gave up on you. The world has, just threw you away. And I don't think we that bad of a people. It's just like
Oh no, we fuck up.
we was talking about the blue. No, bro. No, bro. The worst thing you can do once you make a mistake is to not try to do better. And who's the judge of that?
How about it?
You know?
It ain't the person you hurt.
Who's the judge? Because
It's
if
you.
I'm feeling bad, then that's as bad as it's going to get. Because I'm still here. You see what I mean? And I'm going to try to do better. Now, if that don't meet your specifications, I'm going to leave you the fuck alone.
How about it, Bobby? Now you're talking my language. Okay. Before we even get started on today's topic, let me just, I got a little thing, a little business to take care of. Hey, everybody within the sound of my voice, we're broadcasting live through the YouTube channel right here. And listen, if this is your first time tuning into The Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, this is our mansion series, kind of like a barbershop, kind of like the backyard barbecue with the uncles. They go to uncle right there, Bobby G.
True.
Right?
We ain't at no barbecue.
We ain't at no goddamn barbecue
We
right
in
now.
the belly of the beast.
So what we do is we put topics in front of you. We open up the phone lines. We want to hear your opinion, your perspectives. The number to dial is 323-230-4610. That's 323-230-4610. I expect to hear from good people, men and women, who want to chime in on today's topic. Before I get to that topic, I got a couple of things to promote. Number one, the relationship dismount. How to stick the landing when exiting a toxic relationship is number one on Amazon in the divorce section.
Wow.
Now,
It's
it's
impressive.
great book, audio book, #1 audio book in the divorce section.
Wow.
Now, I always tell people, because people are afraid to read the book because they think, oh, this book going to break up my relationship. That's not the purpose of the book. It's a workbook. It's a make up, break up, and wake up book. Some people need to be woken up.
That's very beautiful. That's beautiful.
You know what I mean? Some people need to wake up. They be in a relationship sleep.
Some of them need to just go ahead and keep snoring.
Then there's those relationships that are on the border that are good, but they just don't understand each other's language.
True.
It'll help them pull it together. It'll give them some tools. Go get, this is call to action, go get the audio book right now. The Relationship Dismount, How to Stick the Landing When Exiting a Toxic Relationship is now available on Audible.
Beautiful.
The other thing I need to promote is my latest book, which is coming out next month, February, The Holographic Relationship. This
Wow.
This
That
right
title
here.
It's a powerful title.
This
Go
right here.
deeper, man. Go deeper.
This one right
deeper.
here. See, once you guys get to know me, you gonna understand. Like, I'm a fucked up guy, meaning I fuck up. I own it. I fuck up all the time. But I'm a very introspective guy. So I try to create maps and blueprints of how not to fuck up like me. And for
honorable.
You
It's
know what I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely.
I done blew it.
You just told the biggest lie I've ever heard uttered out of your mouth.
What are you talking about, Bobby, while I'm doing my promo for my next book?
But you're doing it ass backwards.
Sales
Okay,
going down.
help me, Bobby.
Look, I have written a great book. The brother got something to say that people need to put into their vocabulary or their itinerary, simply because, just like he said, he done made mistakes. Okay, but he had enough sense to write, okay, this is what happened, and this is how I went on with my life.
Yes.
Try some of this.
Okay, Bobby. Thank you for recontextualizing my pitch.
No, I just put the hook on it.
Put some cut on it.
Listen, go to my website right now, iamzowilliams.com, and pre-order your copy of The Holographic Relationship. It is coming out February 2019. So do me a favor. If I see that you purchased those books, I'm going to shout you out on the air live. Call us. We want your opinion. I'm about to jump into the topic after I promote Total Package Energy.
There you go.
Black-owned business out of Oakland. I got to tell y'all the story. Marcus King hooked me up with these people, right? There's this trainer up in Oakland. The nigga is like the Bruce Leroy of personal training. Like,
Wow.
he's using meditation and quantum physics and all types of weird shit. And he trains Damon Lillard. He trains DeMar DeRozan, amongst a whole bunch of other motherfuckers. He one of these exclusive, weird. What was the sensei for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? The rat.
Master Splinter.
This is Master Splinter. This Master Splinter up in Oakland.
I like that.
Got like a weird little, obscure little building.
How it should be.
Okay, yeah.
And on top of that, turns down the big gigs.
Very wise.
So St. Mary's was like, "Can you come in and be our strength coordinator?" He's like, "Nah, I'm cool. I'm gonna stay right here in Oakland and train in my little building."
See, it's something to say. It's something to be said about somebody who knows that their product is so good, people are gonna come get it anyway.
That's
Anyway.
right. That's right.
So I saw him drinking this, and I was like, "What is this?" He was like, "Oh man, it's an energy drink that we designed specifically for." Top level athletes. Sound like Bobby. Top level athletes, and we create physical models of possibilities.
Oh, yeah,
But he sold it. He sold it. He definitely sold it. He sold it good.
It's on up in here today.
Yeah. Hey, but he set it up.
Yeah.
And the thing that I said that I was going to do for him, I said, man, I'm going to blow this product up. And the dude is so cool. He don't even charge my son.
Wow.
my son goes up there and works out in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "So, man, we got a back room. My wife is cool with it. He good. And then I'm going to make sure his ass is in the gym every morning at 6 a.m. getting it in."
That's right. That's it.
So
You should.
I was like, man, I got to promote these guys. So go support Total Package Energy. Zoe told you to do it. TotalPackageEnergy.com. Let them know what's up. Now, today's topic. I don't know if y'all ready for today's topic. But I think it's important. I think it's a must-have topic to be discussed. Because a lot of people be talking about black people being on code. I'm like, let's delve into that. Do we have a code?
A cold? Oh, we got pneumonia.
I said a
CODE.
code, Bobby.
CODE.
Huh? What'd you say?
Code.
Huh? What? Bobby, stop acting old. You're not that old.
No, I'll admit it. Code, we don't know no code.
Today's topic, Black life in America. What does it mean to be on code? Does Black America have a code to stay on? Here's a real serious question. You remember all of the mafia movies? Godfather. You saw the Godfather. Great
yes.
movies, all three of them.
Goodfellas,
Goodfellas,
Scarface.
Casino.
Yeah.
The mafia always say one thing that resonates, and that is, what's your price? Everybody's got a price.
That's the line.
So that led me to this question. What's the black man's price in America?
Some hot wings.
Because it's always a nigga that'll just ready to sell out another nigga.
Man.
I mean, MLK Day just passed. There's niggas who sold out MLK.
All day long.
And them niggas is still in leadership.
I was about to say.
Go ahead.
Hey, what is the black man's price? True or false? As long as there is a dollar, Black America will continue to barter its self-worth. The number to dial is 323-230-4610. I need to know.
I do too, man. That last question.
Bobby, you the oldest nigga in here.
Yeah,
I know you got answers.
No, I need to know what the question is. Frankly, you use the dollar and then you use bartering, and that's like different currencies.
That's why you're here, Bobby. I throw up a loaded question.
Very. Quite loaded.
God damn it, Bobby.
Okay.
Pregnant.
You
question.
try to act like you ain't never been on this show?
No, I just want to make sure I get it right, man. They don't sit with me thinking you talking about one thing and it's something else, man.
Come on, Bobby. You should have came earlier, like you said you was.
Man, you know this traffic here in Los Angeles. Come on, man. I should have left at 2:00.
Is the black man in general afraid of white supremacy?
Beautiful question.
Man, you were. Yeah. This
Beautiful question. Oh, yes.
This is going to be heavy.
Oh, yes.
What are the black community's goals and agendas that we should focus on moving forward 2019? All right, Bobby. You the oldest. Go ahead.
You can't feed people. You can't lead people. So that's number one. Everything else plays off of, can you provide food, clothing, and shelter for the people that look like you? Because if you don't have that ability, they're going to come, stick around for a little while, and then they're going to go somewhere where they can eat. It's human nature.
They gonna go somewhere they can eat.
So how do we go from not having the ability to do that to putting some people to work so they don't have to steal?
Ryan?
From me.
Yes, so.
Hey man, you the young guy in here.
Yeah, but
that
you
got
know.
all these youngsters' ear, man.
Yeah.
We need answers to those questions.
Man, the only way we gonna be able to feed our own is by developing the infrastructure, and that doesn't happen because one of the main things in our community is competition. We compete with each other all day, all day. It's never, you know, it's in our music, it's in our entertainment, it's in the way that it's in our style, it's in our everything. Just trying to outdo the next one.
For free.
It's not, for free.
Yeah, all that work for nothing.
Actually, not even for free. Price.
That's true. That's true, because opportunity.
Spend money to outdo their brother instead of like have y'all watched Trigger Warning? Killer Mike's new show?
Oh no, I haven't seen it.
He tried to live just on black-owned products for 3 days. Almost starved to death.
Wow. Slept on a bench.
Yeah. Ended up sleeping on a park bench. He's actually in town now.
But you know, what's really encouraging about what you just said, brother, is this. Infrastructure. Marcus Garvey famously said, what men have done, men can do. But you have to know what to do, which means you have to go back to when we did those kinds of things out of necessity. Yeah. Because I grew up in a community like that. It wasn't no question about where you're going to go to do this, that, or the other. The essential thing. You spent money with black people because you had to.
Yeah.
We ain't got to now.
Shit.
And when we do,
we got to fix it. We have to raise the value, the perception of value.
Right.
Yeah. See, we perceive each other as less than.
It's crazy, right?
It breaks us financially, socially,
mentally.
All of that, man. It contributes mightily to that, man. If you don't think some of yourself, then goddamn, no wonder you want to kill me.
Wow.
You know, somebody got to move.
RZA?
This is the beauty when it comes to establishing your own nation. The one thing that both the brothers hinted to was uniting, pulling your resources together, and separating from the same enemy that has openly declared you to be non-human. Very simple. You must provide food, jobs, education, medical care. Plain and simple. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, you must do for self or suffer the consequences. Case in point, the teachers strike in L.A. Teachers were striking for a couple of days. It cost the government now an estimated $125.1 million that they lost. Over 30,000 teachers were teaching over 600,000 students, and they were losing money, and it forced the parents to take the children home, which forced the parents to lose money because they had to go from work and stay at home with their children. But if we had our own schools, that wouldn't be a problem. Nation of Islam, we still have our own schools. Muhammad Universities of Islam, we have them in every major city, and we're building more and more. The Marcus Garvey Academies, there's only a few of them left because they've been trying to get rid of them, but they're still pushing. Hebrew Israelites have independent schools. The Moorish Science Temple has independent schools. The Catholic Church, the Jewish individuals, the Seventh-day Adventists. You can go on and on and on. They have independent schools. Also, in the Nation of Islam, we have independent farms where we feed our own people.
Okay.
See, these are the things we must do. That way, we no longer have to rely on this enemy. So if the government continues to be shut down, you don't have to starve. You don't have to go and beg anybody for anything. You can provide what is needed for your own people. So that is the point.
Just real quickly.
Go ahead, Bob.
When I worked many years at the Marcus Garvey School, it was an honor to be around brilliance.
Absolutely.
And real examples of who we can be. The kids that came to Marcus Garvey School was from all different backgrounds. They'd all been convinced that they were stupid. And they walked into that school, and just the atmosphere allowed you to just dismiss all of that foolishness that you could not learn. Because show me a person that can't read, and I'm going to show you somebody that don't know nothing except what somebody else told them. And these schools and all the things you're talking about, there's no way around this. We have to do this, and it has to be non-denominational to that extent.
That's right.
Because I don't care what your religion is, when I see you, you know, you're dark. You got problems.
That's right.
So
America.
To push back a little bit on the if you can't feed, you can't lead.
You can't.
I just want to push back a little bit.
Well,
and then it's an alley-oop. We can't even play basketball.
Case closed.
We got to play against each other? Damn, Bobby.
What I tell you.
I'm trying to throw Bobby the alley-oop. Wait a minute, you can't now.
I'm already at the hole, baby.
God damn, Bobby.
He brought his own ball with him.
So I just want to push back a little bit. Is the black community a community of infants? And I say that the infant needs to be fed. The toddler needs to be supported. And I think it's an old model. I think we should shift our attention from the adults that need to be fed and raise fishermen children.
Man, I've said that for a long time, man.
The fisherman mentality, like
that's right.
Where's the pushback?
Because I feel like that's my job as a parent.
See, you just started
To teach
some
my
unnecessary
kids.
That's
shit.
Because that was the one thing.
And I caught your ass.
That was the one thing that I got. You know,
Beautiful, bro.
I had to learn myself. You know, my parents, you know, loved them to death, but they couldn't teach me how to fish. That wasn't their thing. You know what I mean? I'm the first person in my family to be anywhere near this successful. And so financial literacy was not a thing in my household. And I wore the negativity from that after my first tour. You know what I mean? I didn't know nothing about taxes. I didn't know nothing about write-offs. I didn't know nothing about...
Most of our homes didn't.
You know, how could I know? I was raised by 2 high school dropouts.
wow.
So
How could you know?
How could you know?
Right.
So it's my job to make sure that my kids not only know how to make money and understand money, but understand how to keep it, understand how to use it to make more money, and things of that nature. When we get to that point as a community, you know, then I think things get better, but there's just so much we don't know.
One thing we don't know is that we're a community.
Yeah.
Simple. Very
We
true.
know it.
Very true.
No, I'm just saying.
Way.
You see it on flyers. You don't see it in action. Where's the
The
community?
one
we
group
can
of
go
people
to?
who know that black folks are black folks is white folks.
They know.
We're the only ones who separate, like you said, on religious labels. Oh, you're more, I'm Hebrew, it's like you're a Muslim, you're this, I'm that, I'm light skinned, I'm dark skinned, you're this. All that nonsense
Pick
is what
one
we
of 'em,
use.
yeah.
But us collectively, not simply within the confines of America, but across the planet, we are one people. And the only group of people who absolutely, unequivocally understand that are white folks.
Those are Negroes.
So true, man.
All this
You know how many
line,
millions-
that's the
You
Negro
know how
line.
many- You know how long that line is, man?
How long
It's
is it?
across the country.
Absolutely.
It's millions of Negroes.
No, because I believe black people don't think that they're really black.
They don't.
See, you poor, right? You poor, but you got an iPhone.
Yeah.
You poor, but you got a Gucci belt. You poor, but you have dreams of fucking an R&B bitch.
Yeah. I don't, and the thing is, man,
That's
I didn't
crazy.
realize how poor I was until I started getting it.
Yes,
Like,
very
I
true.
had no idea. Even now, and like once, and there's levels to, you know,
Money.
Right.
So I'm getting it. The amount of money I make, I would be rich in poor places. You know what I mean? I'd be really like, I'd be that
By
dude.
comparison.
I'd have a palace in Mississippi. But, you know, you come out to L.A. and I'm back in poverty.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and it's understanding that, man. Like a lot of people, when you get to be a big fish in a small pond, you know, you think that's the end of it. And now you've stunted the growth of everything because now you believe that's the cap.
Right.
Because you haven't exposed yourself, you haven't educated yourself, you don't
Right.
really know.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's one thing about, we don't leave our communities a lot. Go to a lot of black communities, you be like, hey, where have you been? If black people don't go off to college, they don't even understand the concept of leaving.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Very true.
Every black person I know that travel, usually they went to college and they were like, going out and experiencing new things is a great thing to do. But
That's a traditional way.
yeah,
But you know, let's pay homage to infrastructure that existed up until the early 60s, anywhere they had black folks congregated. There was a structure, and it produced some very productive people. And not all of them went to the Army or the Navy, none of that college. They had skills.
Trades. Right.
I knew craftsmen.
That's right.
In my neighborhood. So they didn't have to tear somebody's shit down because they could build it up and make a good living doing it.
That's right.
So when we talk about what we need to do, it's fundamental.
But why be a plumber when you could be a rapper? That is, that's the thing, man. Like,
that's this generation's reality.
We don't.
The reason you need
we don't praise the common entrepreneur, man. Like I said, the plumber, the craftsman, the electrician, the carpenter. All of these are great professions. You can make really good money, and it's respectable, but it doesn't get the respect of tattooing your face
because
and making a hit.
Allowed that to happen.
Sadly, in this generation,
we allowed that to happen over a 40-year period of time, and it got worse and scarier at every evolution. I'm serious, man. How could that even be a competition when you think about it? If you can, because I work with contractors very, very closely, right? And if you get to a journeyman status, it takes about 7 years. Along the way, you start out making more money than anybody that ain't selling dope. And you making enough money after a couple of years where that nigga really ain't got shit on you, man, because you can bring home $200,000-$300,000, but you got to show up every day and do this work.
Ain't nobody coming to come take it either.
Right.
$300 an hour. And you working 16 hours a day. That's why you making this $300. I mean, $1,000 a year. You got to go.
So
out and work
saying
for it.
niggas is lazy?
No, they not lazy.
They don't know.
They just don't know.
They don't know.
They don't have the skill set.
They just
because
they
the
just
contractor ain't got on a
nobody.
Gucci belt.
You know.
And the hoes ain't on them, dog. They not on the contractor.
They really are. That's the dude that come in the club, you know, dressed like he is.
He ain't got no bottles, though.
He get ready to order some.
If Cardi
and here come
B,
the gas.
Cardi
money, man.
and said, I like brick masons, I like carpenters, I like electricians.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
like this. They
It's not
will
gonna happen.
flip the script, and dudes will say, you know what?
Let me
I'm
check
thinking about
that
going
out.
to get in
Yeah,
the trade.
yeah.
Because the R&B, the rap, the culture, the music is what controls this generation's mentality. As
Well,
brother
we ought to
Sions
try
is
that.
absolutely correct.
If she said, y'all go get y'all welder and
Right?
everybody will go get them a welder.
It's very simple.
We done tried this thing.
Yeah, that is true. That's true.
Like,
We
that's
might want to
just
try
real.
this, fellas. Seriously.
Yeah, but that's the thing, man. And that's also what I know. The more money I made, the more I wasn't around. I was around other entrepreneurs. I wasn't around, people who the community think has money. No, it's really the people who go out and create something themselves that get a skill, hone that skill and make the connections to where they get consistent work.
That's right.
And then they, learn how to employ others and to build it and
generationally.
And then it becomes, you can pass that to your children.
That's right.
So can we be mad at black women who are doing really well in this system? When I say really well, I mean relatively speaking, a lot better than we are.
Yeah.
But can we be mad at them if we do not have the resources to replace the system that they rely on?
That pretty much closes that conversation.
I never really get mad at them. I never get mad at them. My thing is, I don't even think they know the demand of the dude to get him going in that direction.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I've been in plenty of relationships, and a lot of women I've heard a man to get a job, but nobody ever asked a man to get a career.
Nobody asked their man to get a vision.
A vision, yeah.
A purpose.
Well,
before we fuck, can I get 5 bullet points?
Right.
On your purpose in life. Caller, you're on the line. What's your name? Where you calling from? Caller? Caller, you want to get hung up on? Oh, caller, you there?
This is Ronan from Indianapolis.
Ronan from Indianapolis. What up, Ron?
Chilling, man. It's been a long time.
Yeah, we can hear the speaker.
You guys hear me?
We hear you, Ronan. Go ahead and talk, man.
Okay, as far as the code, right now there's a lot of people who believe we can celebrate fast cash, even faster failures, from what I've seen. And when it comes to being on code, you have to look at what can I do with my gifts and abilities to not just help improve myself, but to help, improve my peers and protect each other from the enemies, without and within. So it's the thing is, like, we have to look at getting back to what we used to do. I mean, there used to be codes even with criminals to where they could have all that beef, doing everything that they were doing, but then as soon as, like, you had women and children come up, they stopped all that nonsense. Now it's every man for himself. And we have to assess where we went wrong and really go back to where we've been and improve on that. Because right now, it's a hot-ass mess.
Well, thank you for that thought, Ronan. Long time no hear. Appreciate you chiming in. Thanks, brother.
Yeah. All right. Keep it going, fellas.
All right. Caller, you're on the line. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Zo, this is Z from Atlanta. What's going on, man?
What's happening, P?
Hey, Uncle Bobby, RizzaIslam.
Yes, sir.
And I guess distinguished guest who
Ryan Davis.
Ryan Davis. Bless you, your family, and everybody involved with the circle right now. But dig this. Call to action for the listeners, the lovers of the knowledge and the wisdom that is spewed ever so freely from Mansions, Zo What Morning Show, and all of your other affiliated get-downs. Like, yo, Bobby Womack said in his collaboration with The Roots, the only way to get to it is to go through it. If you really want it, put something down on it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So all I'm saying is let us continue to consume without supporting. $1 from all of the listeners, it goes a long way to support the movement. So, call to action to you if you choose to accept it. My dude, personally, I bought the paperback twice of the Relationship Dismount.
Thank you.
I pre-ordered the holographic the hard copy, but I want you to know that as a driver out here in these streets, you know what I'm saying, me and you, we keep company. Whether you know me personally or not, I feel like I know you and the whole family. You know what I'm saying? We go all the way back to goddamn, what they call it, the whatever it don't matter.
And RMC and all those places, yeah.
Those stations that you've been a part of, and I've been with you the whole damn time. But I'm saying, don't make me personally wait 4 more years, after the release of the holographic relationship for
an audio book. Okay, I got you.
Don't do that shit. The money that you use for the relationship dismount, activate that nigga again and let him do what he do. Because I learn more from, I might be a better listener than I am reader.
I got you. We ain't going to take too long.
What I need to continue to grow and elevate. I need that, my dude.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. I got you.
I felt that on a spiritual level, too. Yeah. I'm a way better listener than I am reader. Way better.
Caller, you're on the line. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's going on, brother? This Terry is W calling out of Compton.
What up, Compton in the house? Without a doubt, I'm the rapper with clout. Sorry. Go ahead, brother.
What's up, Big Zo family? How y'all brothers doing? My first time calling in.
Oh, man, I appreciate it.
Brother.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Man, definitely. I appreciate you guys accepting my call. I thought I was going to get filtered through. It just went straight to Big Zo. You know what I mean?
Let's get it, man.
That's cool. But I just was wanted to piggyback on what you guys were saying, man. I'm in a split situation with my ex, so we raising our 2 kids, and it's kind of hard. We got a set of twins, boy and a girl. They're 10, and the custody is split pretty much 50-50 without the white man involvement. But you know, that is the condition, Daddy, and she kind of ran to it at one point, so I had to defend myself against the system. You guys know what I mean. So, long story short, my son, I'm raising him a certain type of way. She's saying I'm stripping away some of his innocence, but it's kind of like what you guys are saying. I'm just more or less prepping him for the economic world that he'll be entering in because, you know, stupidity economically is like a normacy in our race, man, for some reason, you know, and it's unfortunate, you know, because anything that's a outlier of that is kind of, and that's normacy in this country to survive. You know, they say mind, body, and soul, but you got to put an asterisk next to financial because that's a necessity in what we living in right now, man. And just getting by and being conditioned, that shit ain't enough.
Right.
And we got too many sisters that's propagating the whole shit that's this spell. You know what I mean? And brothers ain't really trying to. I heard some other day, man, and I know I'm long winded, but I'm
just
you know so
bit.
much I want to say. You know, you guys are champions. You guys are titans, brother. Real shit. You guys are titans. But it's unfortunate because we're more under a spell than we have ever been. And like this one brother has said, how you gonna get a brother like Colin? What's the brother name? I done forgot.
Kaepernick?
The brother that was in the cabinet. The black brother, Secretary of Defense.
Oh, Colin Powell.
Colin Powell. How you gonna get Colin Powell in a room with a bunch of niggas that was raised by females to talk any economics or social or anything that's of importance? It's a real divide between niggas and black men, and the niggas is really being raised by our black women. I have more to say, brothers, but I'm fighting traffic and all this other shit. It was my first time calling in. I got all kind of shit popping on my neurons, just blasting off right now.
Nah, man, it's all good. I appreciate the call, brother.
Appreciate you, Zoe.
Thank you, fam.
Thank you.
So let's just do this, man, because you're listening to Mansions, the voice of reason on Dash Talk X. This is our Monday or our Wednesday man cipher where we sit down and build on some real shit. Here's the thing. We live in a culture that is calcified by wealth. All right? It's calcified by wealth, not by accident.
Right.
Okay? So the very thing that we see as a liberator is an extension of white supremacy.
Correct.
Niggas don't see money as an extension
of white supremacy. And it is.
It definitely is.
It is. This is why they had redlining. You can't
live in this neighborhood. I don't give a fuck what kind of money you got, nigga.
Yeah.
You can't live in this neighborhood. Or you can't get this bank loan. How many times real smart niggas was able to hook up with white people to go do certain business for them? You walk in there and get this loan for us, for this corporation.
I ain't even gonna lie to you. I was gonna get my own comedy club in North Carolina. I definitely wasn't gonna be the person to walk in there. I was gonna send my homegirl in there, a white girl.
That's how it gotta work.
I was gonna send her in there like.
It depends on where you spend the money.
Like I was
Not
like,
how
I'll
you
make you a
get it all the
3%
time.
owner. That way, you technically an owner. You can walk in. They
Bill
can deal with
Cosby.
you.
Put the name on the paperwork.
Yeah.
Bill Cosby had the bread.
Yes.
All of it.
Went to go
Up
get
front.
NBC.
He didn't have that much money.
He had the team.
He had the
He had to have
resources.
all the money.
Listen,
He
Bobby,
black. They not gonna
before
let
you
him-
refute it,
and
what they
he
were saying,
saved that particular station, man. It was
Right.
over. It,
But what-
that's
already
why
did
he
that.
had. That's
Yeah.
why he had the money.
right? But what they were saying was, in effect, if you got all the money, if you got a team that has all the money, I don't give a fuck.
It ain't
Your
happening.
money
It's
ain't no good here.
Right. That's exactly correct.
That's what we need to start understanding.
Yeah.
This is why I say, as long as we see the dollar as God, we will also see the white man as God.
Correct. Correct.
Well, whatever currency we use, it will take a change in mindset because if we were going to do it, we'd have already done it again. See, this is not the first time we've been challenged as a group of people.
I just think it's harder now because we're in a microwave society.
Yeah, and you go back to the consequences young brother mentioned earlier. This is a do or die kind of situation. There ain't no in between on it. We done hit the end of the road. I ain't trying to scare nobody.
It's do or die. It's do or die. You look at the government shutdown. The people that are being directly affected are poor people.
Oh, yeah.
SNAP, food stamps,
Yes.
Section 8.
Ran out.
Your rent ain't getting paid. I mean, the whole situation is people going to be out here robbing in a minute.
Yes.
But, you know, the crazy part is we're not even the majority of the people who use that.
Correct.
But it's such, like, the percentage of our population is so small, and we're so, like, we live together. And all the poor people live in the same area. That, man, it's about to be crazy.
It's about to be crazy. Go ahead.
The illusion is that we feel we actually have a choice when it comes to money.
Yeah.
We feel as though we actually have a choice. We do not have equity. We do not have a credit line that extends all the way to England as these corporations do. We do not even have collectively within one home saved up $2,000 between 20 people. We don't have that collectively as a group. There are certain ones who do, but as a group, we don't have that. The average Caucasian family has at least $100,000 saved up to get them through at least 2, 3, 4, 5 years. But the average black home has less than $6,000 collectively saved up.
Well, these are the numbers that are put together by the homeboy Antonio Moore. Antonio Moore, I gave him a show here. It's called Tone Talks. Fridays from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., hour-long show. He and the leading economist, a brother out of Duke named Sandy Darity, I believe, they put together an 11-point paper to explain why the wealth gap will not decrease with concepts that we believe, like, you know, recycling black dollars or because the infrastructure of wealth calcification is such that it grows faster than the national economy.
Correct. It is
so when you start talking about the numbers, you have 80 million white families in America. 15% of the 80 million white families in America have a million or more liquid. There's over 15 million families, and I think it's 10 million families in America, white families, that are worth 10 million or more. You only need 300,000 to get into the top 1% of black families.
I was trying to tell black people that. They told me I was crazy.
No.
They were like, because it was a money argument. I was like, people, because somebody was trying to play me one day. I was like, I'm in the top 1% of black people, you know? And they were like, what? I was like, sadly.
Right.
All you need is $250,000, and you're in the top 1%.
So when you take
that's
the Bentleys, the Bentley of black families,
right?
The Bentley of black families. There's 14 million black families in America. 7 million, in other words, 50% of the black families in America are worth less than $1. 60 billion in debt. There's one white man, Bill Gates, worth 60 billion.
Of course.
He's worth more than half of the black families
in America.
Correct. Now, you take the black Bentley of black families. That's families in Los Angeles. The middle class in Los Angeles.
From Will Smith all the way down.
The middle class, not the Will Smiths of the middle class.
You said the Bentley family, so I was making.
No, but we the Bentleys. You know how niggas do? Niggas have a Bentley even though they can't afford it. But
so it's just sitting there.
When you take the Los Angeles black families, I'm talking about Ladera Heights and liquid. They might have assets, but liquid.
Liquid is
you take out the
different.
family car, niggas about $1,700. About $1,700. Nice 1,700 on there. 17 crisp ones. Now, You go to Boston, the black middle family, $8. $8.
See, this is why Minister Farrakhan has been harping on this for so long.
Go become a carpenter, man.
Right.
If you can hear this.
He keeps saying, listen, the only way we are going to get out of this is if we unite, come together, and pool our resources. That is the only way we're going to do
But
this.
niggas don't like niggas.
Exactly. Very true.
At all.
Very true.
At
However,
all.
which is the beauty of Trump, because he is whipping us into the condition that we are now forced to unite with one another, whether if we like it or not. We have no choice.
But see, this comes
for
back,
those who actually get the point.
Right. But this comes back to my point right here. You got niggas who are in the business of creating distinctions among the motherfuckers who would make up your movement.
Very true.
Motherfucker on the phone, no disrespect to the brother from Compton, but he said there's niggas and black folks. We don't need no more distinctions.
Nah.
We got Bloods and Crips, right? We got Boule and regular thug niggas.
We got old and young.
You got old and young,
dark skin, light skin.
So we got enough distinctions.
We even separate ourselves by region.
Right. It's a West Coast
Northwest,
nigga.
you're right.
That's a South nigga.
That's a
Southern
nigga. That's an East Coast nigga.
DC.
I'm with Love. You with Timberlands.
Right.
You know, this piece of wood is getting harder to cut every time I look at it. But you got to keep on cutting, though. You got to keep on cutting. Everything that's being said here is valid, and really, I don't feel like debating it. It's solid. Okay, these are the problems. That's the data that make you say, "My God." Then you end up saying, "Okay, that's sunken in now. That's our reality." Is there any way, step at a time, we can affect change in a small population till we can get it, sprinkled?
Yeah.
And watered
Absolutely.
real good. You see what I mean? And grow some roots out of doing the kind of thing to put those other people in that better situation.
Yes. Yes.
I don't see anything else to talk about but getting that done.
What about this? Let's break up with the Barack Obamas and the Kamala Harrises of the world.
Were we ever together?
The reason why I say let's break up is I say most black folk remind me of my mom. Right? And this is what I mean by that. When I was a child, black show come on TV, she don't even know the name of that shit. Come on in here, some black people on TV. Let's come on and sit down and watch this shit. We got to support the black people.
That's real talk, bro. Yeah.
My mom say, "Come on down to black folk on TV. Let's watch it." We accept everybody as black folk, and everybody ain't black folk. We just got to deal with it.
Very true.
Number one, Barack Obama was not American DOS.
Right.
White mama, Kenyan daddy. Makes sense, because how you going to raise...
Man, listen. Before we even get into this, I don't even know, because, like I said, niggas don't travel. Let me explain this to you niggas, because I did not know. I did not know until I started to travel on these comedy tours. African American is a unique thing. If you have a white mom and a Kenyan dad, you have not lived the African American experience.
You're not what we are.
You're not what we are. I promise you.
You're not a Negro.
I thought niggas was niggas everywhere. That is not the case.
It's not.
No.
I'm talking about you ain't even got to go far. Go to Canada and talk talk to black people. They will not be on the same page as you because it is completely different. Being black in America is a completely unique thing.
Yes.
And what's crazy is these motherfuckers is coming from different places, raised in different backgrounds, and running on black platforms.
And she's doing that too. I didn't know that about her.
Indian mama.
Yeah.
Jamaican dad.
I had no idea. I found that out today. Before I came in there, because they were trying to hit her with the birther thing.
And guess
she
what?
was born in Oakland.
But guess what? Guess what? Fuck it. I'm going to announce on MLK Day.
Okay, MLK Day, right.
Wait a minute. What's your mother's caste? See, somebody got to hit her with that. What is your mother's Hindu caste? Because if she's Brahmin, she don't fuck with dark black people.
That is correct.
Which would make sense regarding her as a prosecutor. She prosecuted the shit out of young black men.
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris, we're talking about.
Now she running on MLK Day.
Yes. Yes.
Come on.
Listening to Cardi B on video dancing now.
Come on.
Like Hillary Clinton when did the dab on Ellen DeGeneres.
See, some
Just getting our brains primed and ready.
We can close some of these cases. We can close the Kamala Harris case.
Oh, I didn't even move. You, hey, anybody
that's just
who follow
a point on the Barack
y'all
Obama
see she
tip.
came out. I ain't said nothing. Nah.
So people ask the question again. So Jamaicans aren't black? That's not what we're saying.
No.
What we're saying is...
That's why I worded it the way I did.
American DOS are owed some real shit from this government. And a lot of people who come that are black, who come from different countries with a different struggle that get to hide under our struggle and extrapolate some of the fucking resources that are supposed to be ours.
Right.
Now, let me show you how they flip it on niggas.
They're called businesses.
Right. So let me show you how they flip it. I think it was last year. Harvard put out, there's a 14% increase in black students at Harvard.
That can be one person.
But when you go in, right. But when you go in and look at the numbers, Nigerians, Haitians, Jamaicans, no niggas.
Dominicans. No. Right.
And there is a difference. There is a distinct difference. I was telling jokes in Canada, and it was black people on the front row, and you could tell it was like, why does he think like that?
Yes.
And I was like, oh, you don't even get this thought process. You don't have the experience. No. But you could move here and touch some of the resources, and have all the same, things, or you're able to reach the same things I reach without having any of the experiences or going through any of the things that I nor the people before me went through.
Right. Go ahead, Bobby.
I want to add a layer to what you just talked about. Everybody I've met that actually grew up outside of America, particularly the African population and the Caribbean population, they had generationally a different appreciation for education. They understood that if they learned to communicate, calculate, and then just follow their ambition and they drive, because they really came from nothing. It's a big difference when you had to compete for everything.
But
to
Bobby,
go to school, no.
That's a great
These
point.
cats who come over here are the brightest minds from Africa and the Caribbean.
Well, the Nigerians are the number one educated immigrant in America.
Right.
And you write about their affinity for education. But you got to look at our situation, too. Education, from our perspective, is like having a dildo that gives definitions.
Well, whose problem is that? Is that their problem or our problem?
No, I'm just saying how we were conditioned.
It's just the reality of our condition.
Nigga, you gonna take white Jesus.
Well, you gonna suffer. You gonna suffer like a
And
motherfucker.
to validate every single point, to validate every point. The main difference is that just like you have shoes that were made in China, you have
products that were made in Japan, you have certain products made in Indonesia, et cetera, et cetera. Niggas were made in America. The Honorable Minister Farrakhan said that if you look at the name tag on some of you black folks in this room, if you look at your name tag, if you look under your damn foot, it will say made in America. You are niggas that were made here. Niggas weren't made anywhere else. A nigga is someone that is dead mentally, spiritually, financially, economically, emotionally, morally, every single way. We were made into a subhuman creature. That is the difference. So the immigration system, as well as when people come from outside of the country, from Jamaica, from Cuba, from Guatemala, from all over Africa, they are taught and told when they come into this country, do not congregate or be around black people.
Now, listen, I will
And that is true.
They are taught not to be around us.
I will agree partially to that, but I'm going to give a little pushback.
All right.
I believe the American nigga is the dopest nigga in the world.
Oh, we're America's greatest outsource.
Yes. I believe
that's the one thing that you know
we
when
have
you
access
travel.
to everything.
When I went to nightclubs, I was the only nigga in there, but it was niggas blasting all through the speakers the entire night.
No, I believe we're the dopest there, and I believe that's another thing we need to do is break up with the white man's definition of shit.
Yeah. Absolutely,
because the word nigga existed before the white man gave his own interpretation of word nigga.
Will you please say that? Will you please say that again for the niggas who keep trying to get me to stop saying that?
Oh, wait a minute.
Because it's the white man's
now,
word.
The only thing is now we have to remind ourselves of the generation that we're living in right now, because we have to give them food, as Zoe was saying, because they're children. So we have to quantify, qualify, clarify, and be certain when we go into that. Because I did this before. I went down the entire, all the way into Greek, Latin. I went to defining the word. So I don't want everybody to think, oh, okay, it's just okay to just say nigga. Because then we'll have to tell the children, hey, yeah, it's okay. Just
well, no, you're talking about connotation versus denotation.
Right. Yes. So we have to just clarify it and then explain the history so that they can understand it, so that they know, okay, good. If you choose to use it, make sure you know what you're saying.
What it means.
And what it means, and don't just go out saying it because everyone does not understand.
So you would
so
understand.
We have to educate. That's where the education comes in.
And you would understand this probably more intimately than most. Number one, we always stop at Spain.
Right. Most of the scholars do.
We stop at Spain when we're describing what that word means. It was the Spanish that said it meant dead. And of course, necro is Latin Greek, and Roman and Greek and all that. Death, necromancy. But again, negro, black, to darken. This is where we get our word denigrate. Don't darken me.
Right.
These motherfuckers they
switched it all up.
Listen to
they switched it all up.
Just listen to the power of the word, because they did it before.
Yes.
I've used this example before. They did it to Japan. After they dropped 2 bombs on Japan, MacArthur went to Japan and said, all right, thank you for the unconditional surrender of your entire country, but we have one more stipulation.
And Eisenhower.
Listen to the stipulation now. The Japanese people worshipped a god that they called emperor. So you can't have the god no more. This white man, white man in wingtips went over there and said, oh yeah, by the way, you guys don't have a god no more. He can't be emperor anymore.
But here's what they did that becomes food for thought and a model of possibility. They got totally destroyed and became really just, an offshoot of America. But over about 3 generations, they went from having the shittiest products that they were shipping all over the world because they had cheap labor,
right,
to the finest products. And then when America said, okay, y'all making so much money, it changed my hometown.
Right.
When they brought Nissan to Rutherford County, shit. My point is this, brothers.
They wasn't allowed to have
There
war.
is evidence throughout the history of the world when the people made up their mind that they was going to do better.
No, but
they didn't say how long it was going to take.
Absolutely. But wait,
they just kept on doing what it took to get closer to something that we call freedom.
But you're missing one point, Bobby. I agree with you 100%. The one point you're missing.
What?
They were still a nation.
No.
Yeah.
They never stopped being a nation.
So that's my point.
We never had one.
We here.
We have though. This is good and just important. Something you can't get nowhere else. And that's how we look.
And they got reparations, Bobby.
Very true. Japan did $20,000 per head.
But by the time they got reparations,
they
they had little Tokyo done blew all up. You can't get out of little Tokyo now. It's all over in the black neighborhood.
Well, see, they made agreements. They got reparations, which is a major factor, because if we were to get our reparations, we absolutely will be able to go into a position that they are in currently now.
Right.
And that is a major factor.
I got one question for everybody real quick. Then what are we supposed to do? Because if we're not willing to die and kill.
Well, it's not
for
even
that level of freedom. No, yes, it is.
It's
At
not
some
even
point,
that.
you have to know. As a people, you have to have a mindset. You know what? Y'all done went too far. All right, either y'all set this straight. We got to try something else.
We're right there.
You got to understand.
We're right there.
Nah, I think in the eyes of most, it ain't that bad. It ain't that bad.
Okay, to do what?
I'm just telling you. I think in the eyes of most black people, it ain't that bad. I think a lot of black people think the worst it gets is police brutality.
Well,
because they don't understand.
It's easy to put them back to sleep.
But
it's very easy to. I'm telling you,
they lying to themselves, man.
Hey, man, I'm telling you.
Everybody in this room has been touched personally by the loss of a person you love,
right?
For being black and poor. It ain't always they got shot. They never got the right medical attention.
But that's Bobby.
But
this is what I'm saying.
You can kill a people.
But this is what I'm saying. To go back to that point, that niggas point.
Niggas.
That niggas point. Because nigga, neger, netaru, negus, nagas, all that shit meant God.
Well, we need
to
to be
me,
more God-like.
let me just say, to me, if you just say, well, fuck it, niggas is made here, that means we accept Whitey's definition. Fuck you and your definition. I'm taking my word back, just like the Japanese should get their emperor back. Who the fuck tells you that you can't refer to yourself as God with whatever word you want to use? See, so if we accept them and say, well, niggas is made here, we're accepting their definition. What is their definition? Niggas are shiftless, lazy. Niggas are angry,
hard-headed, stiff-necked, rebellious.
All that. Fuck y'all.
Well, see, that's the beauty of why Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that we were gods and are gods.
Yep.
We don't teach that we niggas. We go straight to the source. Like you just said, instead of even going through all that, because now I have to go back into this entire lecture to teach my people to unlearn every damn thing that they thought they knew about it, and most of them won't accept it.
Right.
So instead, we just go straight to the source and say we are God's children of the Most High God, because we have to say that according to the Bible for some people. But God means one possessed of force and power.
Right.
So that is what we are, and that is why we teach that.
I give that. Go ahead, Bobby, and then Ryan.
There's other examples of that. And one of them came out a year and a half ago by a brilliant brother named David Banner, The God Box. It breaks down. He got a song on there, hey, nigga, why you call yourself that?
He learned it from the messenger,
supposed
bro.
to be a God.
Oh, yeah, that's where he learned it from.
But nigga means God.
But not the way we use it.
No, but that's just connotation.
Well, it's a
If you
word
go denotation, that is a moot record.
First of all, you got to be able to spell connotation so you can look it up and find out what it means.
But this is what I'm saying. This is, to me, this is more faction. This is no different than, let's have a funeral for the word, nigga. we got pallbearers. We gonna put the word in the box.
They did all of that. Yeah.
No, we gonna claim nigga.
Boom.
Because it's not theirs.
And you can't say it.
Right. And you can't say it.
And you can't say it.
We've already claimed it.
Just like we can't say the sacred word of God in the Grammaton, right? In the Bible, God's secret word, Yahweh, Yahuwah. Well, you can't say that. We're gonna replace in the Bible. We're gonna replace the sacred God, Hebrew word, Hashem, the Shem name, the name. You don't get to say the actual name. You get to say Hashem. Whitey, you don't get to say nigga. Because nigga means God to us. It's a sacred term, and you don't get to say it.
Yeah.
Well,
or I'm going to sock you in your spirit.
If you give the propaganda to the proper gooses.
Spirit.
One more time. If you give the propaganda to the proper gooses, you go from the bottom to the top, because it's simply a belief. If you believe what the brother just said, then you start acting like that. Meanwhile, you get to defend from a larger body of people. In other words, if it's just Zoe doing it, if it's just Brother Islam doing it, if it's just Ryan doing it, then we just started selling tickets to that. Because we will watch another person strive and struggle and wonder why we stop fucking with y'all, because I don't need no more cheerleaders. We need some people on the field.
But again, when you are empty motherfucking people, bereft of knowledge of self,
you ought to want it
you
real bad.
need a pep rally.
This is the
so
thing
you can make it to tomorrow.
This is what I mean by it's being good enough, man. Like, people thinking good enough. Like, my homeboy Austin, he was talking to one of all his uncles lived to be in their 90s and 100, you know, and he was like, you guys don't know anything about struggle. Y'all complain about being shot by the police whenever we used to beg for a bullet for the shit they used to do to us. And that's what it is. When you got the illusion that shit is better for you or shit is, then you feel like it's good enough.
Yes.
Everything they stop black people from doing, they always let one in. So you have that one that you go, nah, they're not holding black people back. Look, I can show you this nigga that's doing it right here.
This is what I love about
That is the
Antonio
token.
Moore.
That's the token.
Antonio Moore calls that the decadent veil. I'm going to put Jay-Z, Oprah, Puffy, Bill Cosby, Jordan, I'm going to put them up, and it looks like, oh, we got all these millionaires, and whoop, whoop, whoop. But when it comes out, when the numbers come out, 90% of the nation's wealth is in the hands of white folk.
Correct.
2.6% of the nation's wealth is in the hands of black folks. 2% of the 2.6% of the nation's wealth in the hands of black folks is in the hands of baby boomers with kids waiting on their old asses to die so they can inherit the property where the funds is tied up. And the other 0.6% is everybody we named.
And the key,
Oprah, Beyonce, and them.
And the key to what Zoe just said is, I'm going to put them up.
Yes.
Meaning I'm going to allow them in. Oprah became as wealthy as she is today because from the help of Jewish bankers. She had a Jewish mentor, Russell Simmons, Jewish mentor, P. Diddy, Jewish mentor. They all had help from these so-called Ashkenazi, Khazarian Jewish people. And they were put, as he said, up there. They were not simply able to pull themselves up by their bootstraps, as people would try to say. No, they were allowed. Down thoroughly in order for you to get to have friendship within the Jewish community. That is how it goes within America. Then you go get the Saudis, and you get some of the Nigerian families, some African brothers and sisters, some Asian brothers and sisters, which people have found a way to do that now, including Jay-Z and certain people. Now they know, okay, let me branch out and gain some more friendships in different walks of life. So that is the point, which is the traditional way that they've been able to access that wealth is they have been propped up and been given that amount of money by Jewish people.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason on Dash Talk X. We going in today, mansions. We're talking about the future of the black race in America.
We have to.
Do we have a future, Bobby? Can I finish the setup? Please call us. The number to dial is 323-230-4610. Bobby is very anxious to continue this conversation. Dash Talk X is where we are right now. The number to dial, 323-230-4610. Bobby.
If you didn't do that shit so well, man, we'd be in here moving some furniture around.
Man, Bobby, don't come over here, man. You my uncle. I had to take them licks, man.
Oh, boy. So you did great in your preparation for, just elevating the show and talking about things, I think, as frankly as anybody does in this particular platform. With that being said, man, what men have done, men can do. Spaced repetition is something important. You keep hearing something long enough, it can change your life. Because some of the people that we've already mentioned, all the people that we know because we constantly see these people, there are other people that you have a greater chance of attaining their freedom and their affluence, but only if you know about them.
Right.
All right. There are men in every town that we represent, North Carolina, Tennessee, California, Pasadena, and all of that.
Dina Love.
There's winners in those communities. There's people who have made great livings, have hired black folks. Ain't that many of them.
Right.
But the ones that are good at that, man, they live with a great deal of freedom.
Okay. All right. Let's get
because
this.
they don't draw that kind of attention But we at a point now where we need to know who those kind of people are.
Hell, Chris Brown thought he had freedom.
Oh, yes.
Man.
You in a whole nother fucking country, you doing your motherfucking thing, and somebody just do a false allegation, and next thing you know, you in custody
again
on some bullshit.
He was reminded.
But it's again, though. He ain't figured it out yet. You have enough money till they get tired of your shit. This boy has been arrested several times for the same shit.
But that's what I need niggas to understand. Singular wealth is no protection against white supremacy.
Correct. It is a system that needs to combat a system. That is why we have to separate from this one, establish our own.
That's what she is the devil, but he paid, nigga. Caller, you call. Beaumont.
Man, so like you guys, when y'all come across young sexuality, tell them that the same. The alphabet for you. So when you come across them, y'all in the same age group, because I was talking to a young engineer at work today, and she recognized, for example, that the situation, Chris Brown and all, like black men, of predatory behavior. So this is a 25-year-old engineer at work, because I cook oil for a living. So whenever we get our own thing, we're going to need some gasoline and diesel so I can do that.
That's right.
However, we need to build, to code build. This is something Reek's been saying, that you cannot lean on your behavior. You got to lean on your melanin. And to Zoe's point, hashtag who you, melanin people from to see if they allies.
Fam. All right. Because somebody in the chat room just brought this up. Zoe, you can't say we should stop separating ourselves by saying blacks and niggas aren't the same, but then with the same breath say Africans shouldn't be counted as blacks in Harvard's environmental stats. Now, hold on now.
I tried to break it down. I guess on nobody.
God damn. See, let me just say, a lot of motherfuckers, that's another thing we got to teach, is stop listening in mono. You got to listen in stereo. You got to listen in Dolby surround sound. That means multiple perspectives. When I say, let's do it as Malcolm would have said it. Because Malcolm was about getting our shit in order here first.
Absolutely.
We'll fuck with everybody else after we get our shit in order here.
Correct.
First. Now, if there is an agenda to make others look like us, and others are benefiting from resources that
we access to them, they're not going to share those resources. Let's get to stopping us from getting to a point that we need to. They're not going to reach.
Don't look at us as if we different.
Yeah.
Correct. And they do reach back to where they came from.
Yeah, the where they come. Exactly.
But they don't see us as brothers or family.
No.
Which once again, I got to focus the source of that, which is still this system of white supremacy.
Right.
But it's also now we are helping it by not reaching out our damn selves to them enough.
Right.
Enough. We're doing it, but not, we're doing it mostly with music and some business instead of more. Listen, let us, doing a lot of things like that, connecting so that we can truly build this economic
So now
wealth.
this is going to make me come back to this original point. Were the Nigerians involved in slave trade?
Yeah. Yeah.
Were there black families involved in the slave trade in Africa?
From day one.
Yes.
Because slavery
so
was
hold
not
on, Bobby.
a new phenomenon.
Under gun and knife.
Hold on,
Under
Bobby.
gun and knife.
Hold on, Bobby.
Under false pretenses.
We want to bang on Whitey and tell Whitey, give me the motherfucking reparations. Should we not bang on our brothers in Africa?
Absolutely.
Where the reparation from the wealthy black families in Africa that got wealthy through the slave trade? You mean to tell me y'all have an affinity for education? That's because you could afford it. That's because I'm over here. You did a side deal, G Money. What happened to G Money for doing the side deal?
Am I my brother's keeper?
No, nigga. That's why I'm over here.
You know, those countries that you're talking about that historically did participate in the slave trade, they have individual and like Bob Marley used to say, them belly full and we hungry. Because you go to Nigeria, you go to Ghana, you go to several of these countries that were, you know, the route here. And they still have chaos, and they don't have no middle class. It's rich and poor.
But
the money is consolidated in a few hands.
Right. But that's just like white folk, 1% over here. My brother was at Long Beach State, and he know I wasn't fucking around.
Right.
I was in the audience. I was just there to see the brother do his thing.
Yes.
But I'm in the audience ready to climb on stage. Like, what the fuck?
He sent me a text message while I'm on the panel. And two sisters are from, one is from Kenya, the other one's from Nigeria. And he sent me a question from way back there to ask her the question while I'm people. I said, I'm playing. And it was valid. It was a valid question.
It pissed me off because there was this air of flippancy, of arrogance.
Yes. Always.
She's Nigerian. Beautiful sister. I wanted to give her a baby. But when I heard her talk, the only thing she didn't say was you people. That her little diatribe perfect. If she would just say, and you people. But what she basically said was, y'all in trouble because y'all don't have a nation.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
She did say that.
You over here getting benefits, because don't act like you ain't getting no motherfucking benefits.
Of course.
Because when they see you speak, it ain't no heavy Nigerian accent. You sound like us.
Correct. And when they're trying to diversify their campus,
actually, they
count
have a British
you
accent
as us. For every one of you that gets in, one of us cannot.
That's the point. So there's propaganda in it too.
Yes.
Go ahead, Rizza.
To that point, to validate the good, there are certain people within Nigeria, certain people within leadership in Kenya, Ghana, et cetera, that have extended not only passports. Over in Ghana, they absolutely pushed that recently last year, where they made the announcement that anyone who is in America of African descent, original people descent, whatever you wish to call it, they're extending passports at a discounted rate for those of us who want to go back or to just visit, but at least extending that to us because they recognize not only what was done by them, but they're recognizing what these European countries are still doing by owning percentages of their land. Kenya was helping. Julius Malema over in South Africa said that he cannot stand Donald Trump, number one. And he said, we need to let our brothers and sisters in America know that they are our family and that we love them and that we want to help them. He said this on video. So that was huge. That was huge because I said, okay, brother, that was a big statement he made because what he's doing is he's actually declaring war, whether if he knows it or not. When you are talking about uniting, you're in South Africa where they had the apartheid regime put in place, and particularly just so that we would not unite with you. So these are things that are occurring. So there are some African nations, there are some African leaders, there are some African conglomerates and groups who want to help us, who have extended that, and we just simply need to jump on that opportunity.
Niggas. It's a call to action for niggas.
Gotta give it up to those who are doing it.
Niggas, break up with Whitey.
Yes.
Break up with his God. Break up with his definitions. Break up with his dollar.
Yes.
Break up.
Divorce.
I think a lot of us need to make that trip though too.
Yes. Yes.
A lot of because they'll convince us that Africa is like just this poor, rundown place that doesn't have resources or doesn't have. They don't ever want to show us the beauty of where we come from. So we got to go get it ourselves, but we won't. We won't do it. You know how cheap, man. You know it blew my mind when I found out how cheap it is to get a passport. How cheap it is to fly certain places, if you make a plan to do it in advance,
right?
How much it was so, man, the things that we think is so unobtainable,
Ryan,
are so much less.
Yes.
I hate to push back.
You can live like a king,
But I
$5 grand.
gotta. I hate to push back, but I gotta. My mother was from Chattanooga. My mother said shit like this: if they don't like you, don't be around them.
Oh, man, that's priceless advice, man.
She said, if they don't respect who you are, don't be around them. If they don't like you, don't be around them.
Nobody has
There's
that
Africans
kind of
that
common
don't
sense.
like us because they are as colonized as we are as conditioned.
Correct.
Yeah.
Very good point. That is very true.
I got a sister who is from South Central LA, moved her daughters. She's over there by herself, man. She moved to Ghana. They be on her head because she ain't from there. And she's darker than your shirt.
Man.
They be like, rich gal, American gal. They be on her fucking head.
Man, I don't need to go there because I'm confrontational. Verbally.
You look Belizean too.
So my point
You
is,
look Belizean.
so now,
Just point that out, really.
and I'm willing
Ain't no
to,
joke.
and I'm willing to accept this onus because I believe that there's something special about American DOS. Because I ain't seen a Michael Jackson out of Africa.
Man, listen.
I haven't seen a Prince.
I have.
I'm not saying they don't exist, Bobby.
You ain't heard a fella then.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, Bobby, there are African huts with Tupac and Biggie's name on them.
True.
I'm just saying, we
that's
have
a sample.
But just hear what I'm saying, Bobby. Before you fucking shoot it down, you gotta listen now.
Yeah, coach.
Thank you, Bobby.
He done put me on the bench.
Then I'm gonna throw it to Bobby because I know you got a pushback for me. But I'm saying there's something special about us, and I don't mind us as a people growing up, maturing, figuring out what's wrong with us, starting to learn how to organize, collaborate, cooperate with each other, and then going out to the rest of the melaninated world and teach them.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Bobby?
All I was trying to say, man, is this. Whether you live in Africa or you live in America, these character traits that we have, these physical traits that we have, I can't draw the distinction and say we are better than them brothers over there when I done seen my twin. I done had Africans walk up to me.
I said special,
and say,
Bobby.
Listen, there's some special brothers in Africa, man, that's been special.
I ain't seen the African LeBron James, but I got you.
I've seen you
Or
haven't,
Michael
then you
Jordan.
ain't seen Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yeah, we did see that.
We did see that nigga.
That nigga was special.
No, what? It's in every statistical category. Olajuwon, but listen, Olajuwon was beyond special. That's like one of my favorite centers.
We're on the same page. All I'm saying
But
is
it wrong for me to say we should aspire to be the
best.
leaders
The best
of this
the best.
world?
The best
Because
of the best, yeah.
just like the African sister said on the panel, we're colonized over there.
Yes.
We are conditioned by the colonizers.
They still love
and we
white.
that way. They ain't gonna break colonizers' rule. Then let's create fucking Killmonger over here and then go over there and handle some shit.
Yeah.
We've had. I just want to add a couple of more flavors.
Hit us,
All
Bobby.
right? It's that simple, man. We have too much in common to not figure out that everything changes for the better. If we just do the fundamental thing, quit looking at each other like we the problem. In other words, I can have money with anybody. We had the collective talent and the one-time chance. In other words, you go into it and you finally dealing with somebody, you ain't carrying them. You really don't want to rob them. The money is in making money with them. We have to adopt that mentality.
Until somebody convince one of them that they're more important than the group. And then it's over.
Yeah. And it can happen, man. It's happening.
It can happen. It happens every time.
They pick them up like that.
Hey, you can get this done without them.
Well, you gonna
let
have
me
to.
show you what you could do.
Yeah.
And then you fiddle in their ear. Then they start looking at like they splitting the profit with people what they ain't got to split the profit with because it's not a community type of mentality.
I will say this only briefly. There are many wealthy African brothers and sisters who are moving on a underground in an underground manner, helping us right now. I know a few personally who are they made it a point, and they told me specifically, they say, listen, I'm not supposed to be doing this. I want you all to know is what they said. I'm not supposed to be doing this. I was told not to be around black people. I was taught when I came here not to be around you. I was taught that you were thugs and you were drug dealers and you were rapists. That's all you were. That's what I was taught. But I saw that you are not. You're my brother. You're my sister. I need to help you to get out of this condition so that we can go back and that more of us can come over here and help you and we can continue to build. So they are helping us. See, I can only acknowledge what I know from the experience.
Right.
There are some. Now, as a group, they haven't come there yet, but many of them are sparking it in different countries, different areas, to where now it is growing. It's like a germ. It just took time. Like it took time to break. It's taking time for us to also.
Yes.
So it is
Why
happening.
this show
Let me get this call.
is important.
Absolutely.
Because it's about models of possibility. Very quickly, Sam Watson and Al Heyman have changed the direction of billions of dollars by doing what we're doing now. And that is getting to a point where we just narrow it down to what do we need to do to affect. They took over boxing.
Quiet. Don't forget that part, Bobby.
As they should.
No, they
Quiet.
weren't
Where
really
they
that quiet.
Because
The only person who was quiet was Al Heyman.
Al Heyman.
Al Heyman was
Al
real
Heyman
quiet.
could be right here at the goddamn liquor store getting some fucking Kool-Aid, nigga, and I wouldn't know who he
I
is.
But
still
here's
don't
the-
know what he looked like.
Here's the
still
story.
don't.
I've known Sam Watson for 30 years. It's the most beautiful thing. I write about it in my book, Real Men Don't Play. Sam did what Al couldn't do. Al got 2 degrees from Harvard, one in law and an MBA. Sam barely finished high school, and they watched each other make money. They took one fighter out of Atlanta who whooped Sugar Shane Mosley.
Vernon Forrest.
Vernon Forrest. I never
Them
forget
2
that
brothers
motherfucker.
came together.
Beat him twice.
You know how he did it? They believed in him and they studied him and they picked the right dude. He came to Sam because he used to get tickets from him and said, man, that boy the champ now. I whooped him when we was amateur. I need about 50,000. Sam went and told Al, let's do this because Al been watching him too. They got behind that boy. They didn't even ask for the money back. They said, here's how we're going to do the contract. You keep your money. We'll get ours.
Wow. Bobby, let me get this call. Caller, you're on the line. Welcome to the Voice of Reason Mansion series. Caller, what's your name and where are you calling from? Caller?
Hey, Zoe.
Zoe is alive and well. How are you?
Hey, Zoe. It's Taurus from Atlanta. Happy New Year.
Taurus from Atlanta. What's happening?
Hey, I was trying to give some pushback.
But you do know it's the Mansion show, right?
But I'm calling.
You know you're not supposed to call in.
But you said men and women.
Okay, go ahead. I'm just playing. Go ahead. Just
No,
be on your
I mean,
best
really.
behavior.
I am going to be on my You're starting with me already.
Oh, yeah.
Randy,
Naomi
no,
told me
I-
you emailed him, too. I got to
Oh, he
watch you.
did?
Yeah, I got to watch you. Going behind my back like black women. No, I'm just No, go ahead.
Randy, no, I agree with you. There's something spiritual that I get wherever. Isn't his name Randy?
His name is Ryan.
It's Ryan.
Ryan, I'm sorry. Ryan, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's fine. I'll be Randy. You sound cute.
I have to push back on Zoe with the travel thing. I think you need to. I think you need to experience what's out here in this world. And Zoe,
You pushing back with what? Say again?
with the traveling.
Green sound like she agreeing with me.
But I didn't say don't travel, did I?
Right? Yeah, you did say
No,
you were
I didn't.
pushing back on him.
No, I didn't say.
I thought I got some pushback too. You was like, you know what, Randy?
God damn it, she calls in here, man.
Zoe was like, you know what, Randy? Maybe we don't need to
I
go.
did not say that. I did not say that.
Ryan, I'm sorry. Ryan,
Why are you apologizing? I kind of it has a lot of the same letters.
Displaying her listen.
Actually, my name is Ryan Davis. So if you take the Ryan and the first letter, Randy, it's the letter for Randy. She got all the letters. It's just the order.
It's R.
He's got great self-esteem.
Honey, we have to go. We appreciate your call.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye. God damn it. Don't be calling in here with that bullshit. Caller. You calling from?
Sean, here in Sions.
Paraguay. All right.
Yeah.
Don't get articulated python.
I'm doing good. I'm African American DOS, so you know I'm but I'm in a second because earlier system and everything. Let's just say white supremacy, but I like to say European domination. But I know we were talking about systems, but I remember that Honorable Dr. Bobby E. Wright said, you know, even if we do look at the system, even if you think about it, close your eyes, try to draw the system. And then most people can't come up with what the system look like. They always say, it's the system. The system's getting us. But if you really think about it, draw that system. What is that system? And it's not system. It's more human beings. So if you killed all the humans in the whole planet, you wouldn't have no system that would be white supremacy. It would be European domination or Arab domination or Asiatic domination or Latin America domination. We talk about people and how they relate, not only just to other people, but also people within their society, within their nation, their institution, how the principles are in their institution, what's those main objectives, those core values. And then people go into those institutions and communicate and relate with each other differently. So when we get inside our movement and our revolutionary movement, we say, hey, it's the system getting us. It's people. But we're afraid to, like I said, take an example. They don't say no system or nothing. Them guys over there.
That's because they're a part of the.
They say, it's the Israelis. You know, if you just think about, I know it might not be right all the way, but if you just think about terrorism right now, there's going to be an image that pops in your mind. So what I'm saying is when other people have an enemy, they declare who they are so people can understand, that's the people. Now they could say, that's the guy right there, or they could say, my antennas need to be up. I need to check this guy out real quick. You know what I'm saying? Just to know how he maneuvers, because he might be that quote-unquote system or that enemy that they're talking about out there. But if we just walk around and say systems, all people don't know what a system look like. They like, I've never seen a system.
Well, listen,
so
brother,
at the end of the day,
let me just say, make your final point. You got 15 seconds.
Okay, yeah, let me get 15 seconds. Let me switch it up real quick.
Because, a little long-winded. I'm going to need you to wrap it up. Say something profound.
I'm right.
14.
Right said,
13.
We chase matador. So we sitting up here, we chasing case of European, he's the matador, or whether it's the Arab being the matador. And they got the cape in front of us, and it's capitalism, and it's democracy, and it's communism, and it's socialism. We charge and charge and charge. And every time we charge, he's stabbing us in the side. Right now is our moment of truth. And right now, the bull is charging at the cape once again. And we got to decide, it's the matador that's been stabbed.
Right.
So that's all I got to say about it.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Good looking.
May I?
Yes.
Number one, when it comes to the nation, just so we can make it very clear, I know we've been the brunt of movies. Main perpetuators of that system happens to be ignorant people, but the international system it is
by 3,000 Continental United States Corporation here, America. Number one, that is the head of the snake, America. Number two, right next to that is Israel, America and Israel. Number two, those are the two major power structures that are dominating the planet, primarily
and
Israel.
How did Israel come to be?
Through
Okay.
through the help from America, the United Nations, and them helping to bring Ashkenazi, Khazarian, Jewish individuals
from Poland, from Germany, from the Caucasus Mountains down into back, and they decided to the original pool, which happens to be Palestinians, and now they call it Israel. And they will blow up themselves along. That's who we are dealing with.
Wow.
And there.
There is a specific group. There is absolutely right.
Because after,
Yeah.
see,
Yeah, radio work. Somebody say some real heavy shit. Motherfucker just need a little respite.
Very true.
To
Yes.
kind of digest what the fuck was just said. God damn, these niggas is run on jewels. Run on jewels.
I love that. Yes, sir.
On Dash Talk X. We ain't got all the goddamn.
That's the biggest part. That is the foundation, man. And that's been the issue forever, man. We won't even have the conversation.
and that's why we here. There's a brother, Lipton. Are you guys hip to this experiment where, I mean, I read a lot of books that got experiments and shit. You know.
There's a great called quantum psychology. And talks particular illustration, right?
You were saying my sound.
It's just
Gotcha.
yeah.
I mean, the sound on the radio is perfect. We live.
Perfect.
It's perfect.
Absolutely.
People in and out. Illustrate where it shows on touch different parts. When they ask each piece, this will they just when person each turn into touching. Everybody different. They didn't know an elephant had on. That experiment, niggas, what trauma? What wants to? They're different, varying. One American here are special.
Yes.
I didn't say we were better than that. I said we're special. It's something different from here. Said, heard the African Michael Jackson or I ain't seen African Michael Jackson. Saw Hakeem alive. Thought experiment illustrate people here the want to why we can't get
very true.
Not
that's
we said from different opinions around this table, but one thing we got in common, you're not going to over because big opinion in the room, the same way issue that we have to begin to spread the news, going through what we going through, and really want to do something.
Welcome to the show.
We believe that national all candidates that should be coming in front of the African American community, we need to ask one question, and that is the government actively working not to give American DOS reparations? Because that seems to be the problem, is that we're not holding our candidates accountable. They are just sliding by the issue, and we are not getting a clear issue if they believe that the United States government is actively working not to give black people American DOS reparations. Thank you.
Okay. Go ahead, brother.
The United Nations was recently active in the discussion. They brought that last year, I believe mid to early last year, 2018. They brought that discussion to the United Nations regarding reparations for the descendants of the slaves from the transatlantic slave trade specifically. They reinvoked the Geneva Convention when it comes to the violation of human rights. So that is a discussion that has been made. Now, as far as it being pushed all the way through, the where financially is the last option. They're looking at debt consolidation, meaning, canceling certain people's student loans, et cetera, et cetera. They're looking at not giving any land, but they are talking about debt consolidation. They're talking about certain allotments. They have very small little things that they're willing to give. And then financially, that is the last option. And even within that, they're not considering the 55 to 56 trillion dollars estimated that we are owed, between 45 to 50 million of us in America. So,
hey, listen, we give up that money.
Won't they just have us pay less tax?
That I believe is in discussion as well.
For what?
That's
gotta
fair.
do something.
Listen, if you
they'll never do that shit. Believe me, that's where I'm at with it. But nah.
I'm just saying,
Well, they can't afford no tax.
if you dogging the people, especially for barbarians,
well,
that's like, the fuck. I'm not finna stop this game. This is the best game of my life.
That's real.
I've been whooping their ass for 400 years. I got to keep whooping their ass.
It's worked for me.
Yeah, but it ain't working over here. I'm just telling you, at some point, enough is enough. We have to expectations, man.
A lot of people don't know they losing. Yeah. They don't know.
Well,
I'm telling you, they've done a good job of making them not feel as though they're inadequate, because they're winning in a way that their parents weren't, or their grandparents weren't.
Yeah.
So they think they're under the illusion of winning. Yes. They don't understand that more than half of the black community is in debt.
Correct.
Because they don't even see themselves as being in debt.
Right. They don't know what it is.
They don't know what exactly. So, that I'm telling you. And then look at the way that we protest now on Twitter, on Instagram. When we talk about the bus boycott, people always bring up the bus boycott, but nobody ever talks about how long it was. Black people didn't ride buses for more than 2 years.
How about
They walked to work for more than 2 years. We protest for 13 hours in America now.
I got to get back to work.
It. There's because in their mind,
Netflix
it ain't that
they
have separated. Those generations are separated. The people of my generation have no idea. Idea. What I had to read it. I had no idea. It's not taught.
Like a virus.
It's not taught. But why didn't our grandparents tell?
They was too busy that lash.
Wait, speak to Mike so we can hear you.
I said they were too busy to get under that lash, because the difference between that generation and this generation is that the total occupation of your entire life.
But we got this was the talk. Don't fuck with white people. They
No,
didn't
that
say,
ain't- no,
they didn't
everybody
say
said
why.
Everybody
They didn't
didn't do
say
that.
what they've been through. They didn't tell us how to, you know
Bobby
what I mean?
was there.
And because you know what was
No,
happening?
I done had to get in with them now.
Because then our
Shit.
grandparents
Y'all done had to do that.
died, and
Not all of
nobody
them.
understood what an asset having a home was or being a homeowner was.
Right.
All they were told is how much that house was.
Yep.
And I'd rather have the money than the house because you don't understand that the house is going to appreciate.
Right.
So no one knows about appreciating assets. No one knows, it's just they became to the dollar amount.
Two things. Number one, the Million Man March in 2015, Justice or Else. The Honorable Minister Farrakhan told everyone to boycott all major corporations that are feeding into the prison industrial complex and who are not feeding into our communities and our programs. That year, over 117 Macy's shut down. The next year, over 200 Walmart shut down. Multiple businesses, Nike plummeted in its stocks because the minister put the call out to over 1 million people in person and to over 1.3 billion people in 45 countries over C-SPAN. That worked. Number two, right after he did that, or during, should I say, I was there on the steps of the Capitol. They sent out an EMP, electromagnetic pulse, to shut down all the phones and electronic devices because they thought we were going to tear up Washington, D.C.
I was there.
You were there. Right.
The phone I was there.
You were there.
Yeah.
See, so we couldn't communicate with those. The next point, 2016, social media took an evolutionary move to ramp, as Zoe was saying, psychological warfare tactics. Because if you make
I'm rich because of it. Shout out to social media.
Right.
Social media for the win.
Social media, yes. Same here. And social media, it is,
2016.
it is a gift and a curse.
No,
it is a gift and a curse. And it was a gift and a curse. One, it made people believe they were free.
Yeah.
It made people believe we were free, and it gave them access to a little bit of wealth,
to
become known, to have influence, to make us feel good.
Yeah.
So from the reality, and we went into virtual reality, which is not real entirely, and that's the point.
I want to leave us with some
rich with likes and comments. Feeling it's a cycle.
In North Carolina, take advantage of an opportunity, lead by example, show somebody else the way. I'd be damned if we ain't got a better chance if we go that way. We have to replicate success.
That's
This
why
shit
we
done got
no,
too
I tried
complicated.
that. They changed the algorithm.
You're missing a winner because you chose a certain.
In that light, the less likely they're going to try to take something from you. Because that's what we know as a people. We're going to try to take something instead of make something.
All right.
Let's make some shit.
So let's do it this way. Rizza, Ryan, Bobby, starting with Bobby. Social media, how do people support what you're doing?
Bobby, and you can go on the end.
Ryan Davis. So
there you go. RZA.
RizzaIslam, everything is RizzaIslam.
RZA.
Islam. In Atlanta, 6 other states within the next, for Black History Month. Sir.
Williams, don't forget to pick up pre-order your now. I appreciate everybody. We'll be back.
Voice of Reason, we out.
So when you doing somewhere in L.A., Ryan?
L.A. Let me see.
You said Ryan, but I feel you, Rizza.
Huh? Come on, Randy, stop.
Randy. Who said it?
Randy, what? No, you gonna be in L.A. when?